Here I have three different toothbrushes. I've got Burst, Goby and Quip. And these are just three alternatives to the major brands like Philips Sonicare and Oral-B that you can pick up today. I've reviewed all three and I'm here to help you make your decision on which is the right one for you. So three toothbrushes that are all centered primarily around a subscription-based system whereby at regular intervals you get replacement brush heads delivered to your door. Now, all in all three have pros and cons, and none of them are bad by any stretch of the imagination. And in this kind of comparison, I'm going to try and make it easier for you to understand which one you might want to go for and why. Now, there's a full written comparison that accompanies this video. Click the link in the description for that. Now, I've tried to break this down in what I see as the most logical way possible and answered a few of the most common questions that I've gotten about these brushes and tried to pick a winner for each. Now, from those winners, you can decide which is right for you. Now, I must stress, I try to be as unbiased as possible, but inevitably there's going to be a little bit of personal opinion, and there's so many factors when choosing between these different toothbrushes that it can be quite difficult when there is not necessarily a right or wrong answer. It's about what's right for you. So hopefully this video can help you, but the disclaimer is there is a little bit of personal opinion coming in here to try and come to some of these conclusions. So here we go then, let's get into the detail. So the first question is, which has the best brushing technology? Now, I have to give that to Goby. Now, the reason primarily why it goes to Goby is because it has a small round brush head. Now, this is similar to what you would get with an Oral-B brush head. Now, although I haven't really seen any clinical studies with Goby, the small round brush head has been proven in previous studies to be very effective at cleaning plaque off the teeth, and in many instances better than the larger sonic brushing action. So this small rotary brush head is very good in that respect. And also the small head can often mean it's easier to move around the mouth between the teeth, you know, getting all to the difficult places, and it generally suits a wider audience than some of the sonic brushes, which can be larger heads and a bit more difficult to move around the mouth, particularly if you have restricted movement. So which is the best design? Well, they're all quite unique and stand out from your regular electric toothbrushes. Goby is this sort of teardrop design. Burst have got this diamond pattern on the handle, and it comes in an array of colours. Goby also comes in colours, but I think Quip has to win it here. It's a very small and compact electric toothbrush. Comes either with a metal or plastic handle. I've got a silver metal one here, but it wins for design for just being so minimal, so nice. It's very travel friendly, and there's some smart elements with Quip as well. So when I say smart with Quip, probably what helps give it the edge is this. It's a travel case where you slide the brush in and it protects the bristles of the brush, but you pull it out, you slot it in the other way, and on the back it's an adhesive pad so you can stick this onto a wall or a mirror, so it doubles up as a mount as well as a travel case. It's just really nice, it's really compact, so I've got to give design to Quip there. So which has the more features? Well, Burst wins that. Primarily, it has more cleaning modes. It's got 3 cleaning modes compared to the 2 on Goby and the 1 on Quip. Now, although it's not kind of built in or comes in the package with Burst, you also get more options in terms of accessories, particularly the travel case. None of the travel case options with Goby or Quip allow you to store the handle and extra brush heads. The travel case with Burst offers the option for 2 brush heads rather than just 1 in the case. So whilst there's not a lot in it, Burst wins in terms of features. Which is quietest? That's definitely Quip. It produces a very subtle humming sound. You can certainly hear it if you're using it, but if someone was in the next room, you're not going to hear this at all. Now, to be fair, Burst isn't far behind. It's a little bit louder, and Goby is even louder, but all three are much quieter than the likes of a Oral-B brush, which has a much louder mechanical sound. So which has the most accessories? Well, this is a little bit of a draw really between Burst and Quip, if I had to call it. Now, it's tricky because not everyone wants accessories, but both offer optional accessories. So Quip offers replacement wall mount / travel cases, as well as toothpaste, replacement brush heads and batteries. They also offer a manual brush. They offer family kits. Burst offers a replacement travel case, offers wall adapters, offers coloured bands for distinguishing between your brush heads. Whereas Goby doesn't really offer much in the way of accessories other than replacement heads. So it's a little bit of a draw really between Quip and Burst. Obviously you might have a personal preference depending on what's more important to you. Which is best in terms of battery life? Well, if you count it by sheer number of days, then that goes to Quip. You get over 3 months battery life from a Quip toothbrush. There's a user replaceable AAA battery in here. So 3 months is really good. It goes a long time between battery replacements, and if you're subscribed, you get a replacement battery sent through with the replacement brush head. Now, Burst comes in at approximately 28 days and Goby just 12 days. Now, something to bear in mind is that Burst and Goby have built-in rechargeable batteries, whereas Quip is removable. The other thing to consider is the actual brushing motion and power. Quip offers 15,000 movements per minute. Burst and Goby could be argued to be more powerful, thus they use more power from the battery and less battery life. But if we get down to the true details, then Quip wins in terms of battery life. So which is most innovative? Well, I think it's a bit of a draw between Goby and Quip here. So Quip is innovative because of something I mentioned before. We've got the travel case come wall mount, so doubles up, dual purpose, really handy. I think it's innovative just in the way that it's designed. It's very minimalistic, really stylish. So I think that is innovation in itself. Goby is innovative because built into the power button is a light. This shines blue when it's time to replace the brush head, so it acts as a reminder, which is a really nice touch. And I think that's an innovation we should see on more brushes. And I think, to be fair, credit can be given to all three brands because they are subscription-based services, which is more innovative than the traditional models which require you to go out to the shop or go online and buy them. You can kind of set it and forget it with these brushes because you know that as long as you're subscribed, you're going to get brush heads delivered to your door as and when you need them. So which is best quality? Well, to be honest, this is really tricky, and I've kind of come to a draw here with these because they're all good in their own rights in terms of quality. Quip offer a plastic and metal handle construction. Obviously the metal feels solid, but sometimes it can potentially feel a little bit cold to the touch and not as grippy. You've got the Burst, which is primarily plastic, but you've got kind of softer touch elements and design elements which make it easier to hold, although there are signs where cheaper grades of plastic have been used. And then Goby is again primarily plastic, but you've got this lovely thick kind of silicone rubber banding around the edge, which is nice and grippy to hold and gives an air of quality. And none of these feel cheap or nasty or low grade in any respect. I've handled some brushes that do feel very fragile, but none of these do. I mean, naturally the metal handle gives a perception of increased quality and robustness, but there's still a lot of plastic here, particularly around the head, and the way that the Quip brush head actually comes off, it's not to say that it's weak or inferior quality, but it does feel like you could break it more easily because you kind of snap it off like so. And I think some of the quality can be affected by the sort of colour. Different colours can make brushes look better or worse. So, you know, personal opinion on some of these. The gloss white of the Goby maybe potentially makes it look a bit cheaper, but that's personal opinion, whereas this kind of silver metal looks classy. Black hides some of the imperfections of plastic. You know, so there's a few thoughts and comments really on the quality, but I think ultimately they're all equal and they're all going to stand the test of time. Which is cheapest? Well, this does depend a lot on your packages that you subscribe to, how frequently you change the brush head. But if we calculate over a typical 3-year period, then Quip comes out on top. Roughly speaking, this is going to cost you about $100 for 3 years. Goby will cost you about $146 and Burst around about $136. Not massive amounts of difference between them in terms of price, but Quip traditionally comes out cheaper with their subscription model in comparison to Goby and Burst. Which is best for families? Well, ultimately I think this is a bit of a draw between Goby and Burst. When I think of families, I want to ensure the brush is giving the best overall clean. And because Goby, in my opinion, gives the best clean, this naturally ranks it higher as a better option for families. That said, Burst is very good because it offers multiple cleaning modes, and although that's lower down on the priorities, it can suit different users' needs a bit better, which is often the case in families. And with Burst you can get coloured bands that you can fit to the brush heads, so you can easily identify whose head is whose, and you don't have such options with Goby or Quip. Quip is probably the worst in terms of being an option for family, in my opinion, primarily because of the cleaning action. I don't think it's as good. If I'm honest with you, it's not bad, it's just different and not as great as Goby or Burst. Another really silly little thing, but perhaps is a bigger issue when it comes to families, is with Quip, the way the brush head is designed, if you had multiple brush heads for each user in your family, you can't actually stand it upright, it has to be laid down, whereas Burst and Goby's heads will stand upright, which I think is a bit more practical if you need to store the brush heads. So that's why then Quip comes a little bit lower down and Goby and Burst stand out as a family option. Which is best for travellers? Quip, without a shadow of a doubt. The handy little travel case, wall mount, the fact it uses a removable AAA battery, they're easy to pick up if you're traveling, it's really small, it's lightweight, it's compact. You could basically pop this in your shirt pocket, your jacket pocket, your trouser pocket, whereas you can't do that with Burst or Goby. Which has the best warranty? Well, this is a draw between all three, because providing you remain subscribed, all three offer you a continued warranty. And bearing in mind that's the purpose of these subscription-based toothbrushes, it's very hard to say that one is better or not in terms of the warranty experience. None of these are broken during my testing. I haven't really had to reach out or experience what they're like in terms of that, but from what I've seen, in the rare cases where something does break, they're very quick to repair, or in most cases replace the brush for you. So hopefully that's given you a good overview on the differences between these three brushes and allowed you to pick which one is right for you. There's a full written article that accompanies this video. Click the link in the description for that. If you found this video useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. For more videos like this, click subscribe. If you've got any comments or queries, leave them below. But until next time, thanks for watching.